Hello everyone. Okay, so let's get things ready. Let's bring a few things. Hello everyone. So welcome to another live stream. Okay, so let's see if you could learn something new in today's live stream as well. Okay, so I'm just checking if everything is okay in the live stream. And you can see currently there's an active position, active trade. Okay, so let's take a look at why this position was taken. So in first place, so today is Tuesday. Right, okay, so now the reason why this position was taken was if you look at now, it's New York 8:30 a.m. New York time. So, and overnight for this is now we are in Euro FX futures. So overnight Euro FX futures is bullish. The reason why it's bullish is because the dollar is weak at the current state. So I'm talking about sentiment, right? So because the dollar is weak, Euro FX futures, then GBP XX futures, and MNQ, Nasdaq index futures, and S&P, they all are bullish. Now, so this is Tuesday, meaning currently live. And if you, okay, so overall, what we are looking here is, we can see on Friday there was a price push up all the way up, and then after that you can see after the push up there was a retracement, then the push up. Then you can see yesterday the price was ranging the whole day, and today you can see the price has been retracing. And if you look at the price push up, this price leg over here, which is a strong push up, but if you see when in the retracement, it's not a very strong retracement, right? And you can see when the price retrace, it made one leg down, then in that retracement, if you look at that as the price coming down, it came down, retraced, then came down, but then it's very choppy. And then over here in this area, it has built up a range, right? Okay, and then you can see it has built up some wicks in the price over here. And then you can see in this push up, if we draw the volume profile into this push up, so into this swing leg from this point to, let's say, if you look at this as trend, I mean if you look at this area as a trend, so price pushed up, retraced, pushed up and retraced. Okay, and okay, so I'm just checking if everything is fine. Okay, so let me check. Right, okay, then overall you can see the price is very choppy here currently, and right now at this moment the price is slightly pushing down over here. And the reason why this entry was taken, so currently we are in a buy entry, so we have taken a buy trade over here. Now the reason for taking the buy entry was considering this price leg push up, retracement, push up, you can see this is strong, and as I said, it's coming down very not very strong. So if you look at this volume profile from here to here, this area, you can see there's no high volume cluster formed in this area, which means the price has shoot all the way up. So the price, which means the price has not been accepted in this area. But when the price pushed up over here on Friday, you can see there was a heavy acceptance of price. So there's high volume built up in this area on Friday. So basically what I'm explaining is the reasons behind we taking this trade right over here. Now, so because of this heavy volume build up, the price got accepted over here on Friday, and then the price retraced with a heavy volume cluster over here. The price retraced. However, after the retracement, the price shot up, right? Over here, the price shot up and it broke past this high volume cluster over here. So this high volume cluster, even though it produced a high volume and pushed the price down, there was a chance where that heavy volume cluster acting as a resistance. However, it did not act as a resistance. The price went through it and the Friday session ended up. Then after that, yesterday on Monday, the price started ranging, then price started coming down. Then if we draw a volume profile for this price leg up from over here to over here, you can see there is heavy volume, there's a heavy volume cluster over here, right? For this volume profile, what we draw over here, right? And then if you look at that heavy volume cluster, and from that heavy volume cluster, you can see the price pushed up. So what that means is there's a possibility where smart money and the buyers accumulated their positions over here. That is a possibility because of this high volume cluster. Now we are explaining things in terms of market structure and in terms of price action and also in terms of volume profile and order flow and also footprint. Now one thing very important for you guys to understand is, even if we do everything right, even if we analyze the market right, what you guys have to understand is the price can do whatever it wants. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you have to be ready to accept that fact. So when I say you have to be ready to accept that fact, what I mean by that is, even though we are in a buy entry, that is why we are showing you this in live stream, for you to understand how professional traders are looking at the markets. So even though we have taken this entry, this could be a losing trade. That is very important for you to understand. Now when we place a trade, the idea is, yes, we want the trade to be a winning trade, But keep in mind, the price can do whatever the price likes. Okay. So immediately now, while I'm talking, within, let's say, a couple of seconds, the price can shoot down and, let's say, stop loss this entry. that can happen. That we can't avoid. We can't control that. So what we can do is, what we can control is taking a proper judgmental decision and then taking a trade. And also you have to give the allowance for the trade to be a losing trade. So what you have to do as a trader is to manage your risk. So we are showing all that to you in these live streams. And so in case if the trade becomes a losing trade, we have our stop loss in place over here, as you all can see, right? So we have our stop loss in place over here. That is what we call as risk management. So that is very important for you to understand. So once you place a trade, the outcome you can't control, meaning it can be a losing trade or winning trade. Of course, we all expect it to be a winning trade, and that is why we do this market analysis, thorough analysis. So now what we are doing is we are explaining you the process behind the analysis behind we taking this trade, right? So this is a live stream, this is a live trade, right? So you can see in a live situation how we are reacting into what the price is doing, right? So now, as you can see, the price is now below our entry price. So currently we have, at this moment, we have a negative value in the trade because the price is below the trade. Okay, so let me add a few things. Okay, let me bring a few things, right? So this is a live stream, so we need to add a few things. Let me bring a screen over here and let me check. Right, so currently it's having a negative balance, but that's fine because we need to give a buffer for the trade, you know, to if it's going down, we need to give a buffer. That's why we have a stop loss. And in trading, don't try to catch the tops or the bottoms, meaning you are not trying to get the 100% near perfect entry. What you are getting is a probabilistic entry. So now, while I'm talking, you can see the price started pushing up. Now the trade is almost break even at this moment. So the reason for that is, if you look at the smart DOM, right over here. So bringing the smart DOM okay into the picture, you can see the buyers are pushing the price up. Currently you can see negative value in the change, meaning the sellers are backing down, right? The sellers are going back and the buyers are pushing the price up. As you can see over here, the bid values are increasing and there's a positive change in the bids and there was a negative change in the ask. As you can see, negative change in the ask. That means sellers are backing down, right? And buyers are coming up, right? As you can see. So the buyers are pushing the price up. You can see aggressive buying happening over here currently. And you can see the price is pushing up. So that is why you can see the candlestick is getting greener and greener, as you can see, because negative sellers and again negative. See all these negative values. Look at my mouse over here. That means sellers are backing off, backing down, and buyers are aggressive, right? So you can see more and more buy limit orders, right, are coming. So these bids are buy limit orders, these are sell limit orders. You can see the sell limit orders are backing down. Now that is why the price is pushing up, and currently the trade is in profit. As you can see from the entry price, the trade is pushing up, right? The trade is in profit currently, right? The trade is pushing up, as you can see, right? So the smart DOM tells a picture of what's happening. Now if you don't refer into these tools, you have no clue of what's happening, like why the price is reacting like this. You will have no clue, right? But if you look over here, that's the story. So let's explain you further about the reasons behind this trade. So as we were speaking, so this price push up build up a high volume cluster over here. So now when the price retrace over here, taking that into account and taking the recent bullish sentiment of price, because as I said, negative US dollar currently, so there's a chance of MNQ, micro E-mini Nasdaq index futures, MES, S&P, Euro futures and GBP futures going up. So out of those instruments, if you look at okay, so the reason why we took the trade on Euro futures is, and the reason why we did not place a trade on micro mini Nasdaq index futures is, if you look over here in the micro mini Nasdaq MNQ index futures, the price pushing down, right? The price has been pushing down over here. This is Monday, this is Friday, this is Thursday. So on Thursday and Friday, the price has been pushing down. So the price, because it's a strong push down, this is like a retracement for that part. Now, so it's in a retracement, and even though it's bullish, right? It's bullish. However, you can see during the price push down, you can see this high volume cluster has been formed right over here, the high volume cluster. Now, when the price retrace over here, you can see the price has a reaction for this high volume cluster over here. Now, because of that reaction for this high volume cluster right over here, you can see even though it's bullish, this is micro mini Nasdaq index futures. So even though it's bullish, it's like this high volume cluster is acting like resistance over here, right? So that is why we did not take a buy entry over here, right? However, earlier we took a sell entry over here, right? So at this moment, because of this high volume cluster and because the price reacting over here, we took a quick sell entry over here, which is this one, but we did not place a buy entry into this. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this entry is already taken. So let me just take take it out of the chart, right? Because that already worked, right? That gave us a winning trade like 1-to-1, because this series is for you guys to grow a small account. So what we show in these live stream sessions is, because our audience, you guys, are building up these accounts, so you want to be we want you guys to be very risk managed. So when we show these live streams, we will be showing you how to quickly take quick profits and secure your wins, right? And you will see in long run, this is a very positive approach, right? So because if you see this risk management, what we talk, and if you see this trading techniques we are discussing with you, you can earn profits, and you can use this knowledge to get funded accounts, right? Prop firm accounts. Now, so looking over here, then again, let's jump into the current trade, which is in profit. So we are currently in this trade. As you can see, it's in profit, right? Again, this is the entry location. This is the stop loss. And this is where the first take profit is placed. Now, when I say first take profit, now when we place these trades, we have our in-house trading team, which also place trades in our in-house managed prop firm accounts and in our in-house managed prop funds. So when we place those trades, we are placing large contracts. But in these live streams, as these live streams are for educational purpose for you all, we are not placing large number of contracts, right? That is the first thing for you guys to understand. Then the second thing for you guys to understand is, in our managed accounts, in our in-house traders will get partial profits, right? And then we'll keep the trade running further. For example, if this trade becomes a winning trade, then we will take our first take profit over here, and then we will take our second take profit over here above this swing high, and we will take our third take profit somewhere closer to this bearish order block. Then we will take our fourth take profit over here, right? So that is how you manage, that is what is known as active trade management. And if this becomes a winning trade, in that active trade management, this will be one to like third, this is the fourth take profit, and then over above this swing high, we will take our fifth take profit. So in that case, this will be a 1 to 3 risk to reward trade, right? In this instance, right? However, in these live streams, we will give you that idea, but what we will do in these live streams is, we will take the first take profit. We will show you how to take the first take profit as a starting point for you guys to grow these accounts. And then we will, so because the reason is, if you are to take partial profits, you need to, let's say if you take partial profits in 1-to-1, you have to release some of the contracts, meaning you buy a certain amount of contract. Let's say if you buy 10 contracts, then over here, let's say you have to say taking partial profits means you have to sell, let's say 3 contracts. I'm giving example. Then let's say another 2 contracts you sell over here. Then let's say another 2 contracts over here. Let's say I'm giving example. Then let's say another one, likewise. So you sell the number of contracts you bought, you sell. That's where you take the partial profits. So now, for example, in this trade, we have placed 5 contracts. Because we have placed 5 contracts, we either can take, if you are running this trade, what you can do is you either can take all the contracts out here. That means you can take your profit over here. So if it's a stop loss, basically what will happen is all these 5 contracts will be taken out like the stop loss. Okay. Now, if this goes in the intended direction, this is a buy entry. So currently the expected price move is to be bullish, right? A bullish price move. So while we are talking on this, let's also keep the smart DOM aside, right? Now you can see there's negative values in the bids. So negative change, which means sellers are pushing the price down. Okay. sellers are pushing the price down currently while we are talking, right? And the buyers are backing down, right? So the buyers are backing down and sellers are pushing the price, okay, while we are talking. So then again, coming back to what we were talking over here in terms of trade risk management and active trade management. So these 5 contracts, if it reach the one-to-one first take profit level, let's say you can take 2 of them out. I'm giving an example. So then you can keep 3 of them running, let's say, and you can take 1 out here, one of them take partial profits over here, then it's 3 contracts. Then let's say you take another one out here, then it's 4, and let's say you take another one out here, it's 5. So partial profits, okay. Okay, so that's a possibility for you to manage your trade. Now again, so coming back into what we were talking about MNQ, so why we did not place a trade in the buy direction for MNQ is, okay, so let me give, even though the bias is bullish because of this heavy volume cluster, because as I said, it can act as resistance, right? So that is why we did not place a buy entry over here, okay. Now then again, looking at MES, okay, so micro mini S&P, right? If you look at MES, again the same thing. Overnight we the sentiment, market sentiment and fundamentals is bullish, right? Okay, let me check a few things. Okay, I'm just checking a few things because it's a live stream. We have to check a couple of things. Right, okay. So then looking at micro E-mini S&P, the same thing over here. This is today, so this is the live session. Then this is, let me check, this is yesterday, Monday, and this is Friday, and this is Thursday. So as you can see, on Thursday the price pushed down, on Friday the price pushed down, and then it has made heavy volume clusters over here. Now if this is, looking at this push down, then there's a retracement. So in this retracement, when the price came up, now today it's bullish, the sentiment, fundamentals, so we are expecting the price to push up. However, because of this heavy volume cluster over here, you can see the price is reacting to that as a resistance. So this heavy volume cluster is currently acting as a resistance. So because of that, earlier we placed a sell entry which gave us profits, right, which is this entry over here. So we placed a sell entry and we took a quick scalp of this area, right? Okay, so let's look into a few more things. Okay, it's a live stream, so we need to confirm a few things. So basically, if we look over here, let me bring it over here once again. Okay, so now looking over here, when we place this quick scalp sell entry, that gave us a winning trade of 61 ticks, right? So this one gave a 1-to-1 rate of 61 ticks, right? So it was a winning trade. The reason why we took that sell entry earlier was because of this high volume cluster acting as resistance and the price pushing down. So since we have already taken that, right, that before this live stream we took that, right? So I'm going to take it out. Okay, right. And that's so why we did not take a buy entry is because of that reason. Then when we look into Euro FX futures, right, as we said earlier, this is today's trading, currently live. The trade is in profit at the moment, and then yesterday, Monday and Friday. So you can see, if you look at, if I just zoom it a bit, you can see compared to MNQ, micro mini Nasdaq index futures, and MES, micro mini S&P, compared to that, you can see the price action and the market structure is bullish in Euro FX futures, right? So it's a bullish market structure over here. Okay, so let me also keep the smart dom in a side. You can see the sellers are currently dominant. Okay, right, we are keeping an eye on the smart dom as well. Okay, so let's add a few things. Okay, I'm just checking a few things, guys. Because in a live stream we had to manage a few things. Okay, so let me check. And then talking about this trade again, so you can see compared to MNQ and MES market structure, you got comparatively a reasonable market structure, a bullish market structure in Euro FX futures, which is this chart. So you can see at the moment the trade is in profit, right? Currently, right? It's in profit. Now, again, so looking at this market structure, you can see the price push up, as we said earlier, and then on Friday retrace, then pushed up, then yesterday ranged, then today the price came all the way down, and in the London session basically the price came down and price started ranging. Right now currently it's New York time 9 a.m. right? So we always work wherever you live, irrespective of which country you live, you always work with let's say UTC -4, the New York time. And give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm just checking a few things, guys. Okay, right. Okay, so where were we now? The trade is in profit, and what I said was we always work with UTC -4. Okay, like, so you set your charts into UTC -4. Now this this same thing what we are analyzing, you can analyze this in TradingView as well. So if I bring our TradingView charts, right, let me bring the TradingView charts over here into the screen, right? So this is the TradingView charts, right? Okay, so you can draw the volume profiles over here as well, right, in TradingView. Okay, so because you can see the price action. Now this is, so if you look, this is MNQ, the price action, which is this one right over here. And then if I go into TradingView, let's say MES over here, right, you can see MES, the price action. And then if you look over here, excuse me, you can see the MES chart, right? Micro, mini, S&P. And then if you go into trading view, you can see over here, if you look, this is the Euro FX futures, right? The Euro FX futures, right, over here. And this is what we are looking from over here in the ATAS platform, right? Okay, over here, the price action. Okay, let me check, double check, right? So yeah, and then if I go into trading view, this is the GBP futures, right? Price action. Now, yeah, GBP futures. So if I just expand it like this, now, so whatever we analyze in the ATAS platform, you can analyze if you want in trading view. However, the ATAS platform is a more powerful platform for order flow, volume profile, and order flow trading, because trading view is a general trading platform, charting platform, which also has volume profile, right? We have the volume profile tools in trading view, right? If you go into indicators, you will have them, right? Technical indicators. If you go to profiles, you have them, right? You have fixed range profile, periodic volume profile, likewise. Now, but compared to trading view features, when it comes to volume profile and order flow analysis, right? ATAS platform has more powerful features, because it's a more because ATAS is more focused on volume profile and order flow analysis. It makes it more strength, right? Its strength is that, right? Now you can see the trade is currently in profit. Okay, so if you look at the smart DOM quickly, you can see the buyers are trying to push the price up. Again, when I just load it, sellers are trying to push the price down. So this column, you got passive buyers, meaning buy limit orders, right? Then this right hand side column is passive sellers, meaning sell limit orders, passive sellers, so they place sell limit orders. Then these are these inside columns, this is aggressive sellers and aggressive buyers, meaning the market orders, right? The real executions, right? So the real market orders and the real trade contracts are what you see here in the inside columns. So for example, there's been a real trade of sellers selling 47 contracts, right, over here, right? And you can see that will cause the price to push down, right, for that instance. However, the buyers are fighting, so the buyers also will keep buying. So the passive buyers are here, as I said, then passive sellers, then active sellers and active buyers. Actually this one, active sellers, okay, 47. So aggressive selling has happened over here, right? Then again, if you look at the rightmost corner, you can see the final for that situation, in this situation, the selling the contracts and buying contracts. Now overall, you can see currently the buyers and sellers are in a fight, right? Meaning aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers. Okay, let's see. You can see now sellers are backing off a little bit. Okay, so let's now again move this aside and look into what we were talking over here. Now, so when what we were talking over here, again, if I bring the smart DOM and keep it in a side, okay. So what we were talking was, you can use trading view, as I said. However, ATA's platform is a more powerful volume profile and order flow analysis, which has more powerful tools and integrations for volume profile and order flow analysis. But if you don't have the ATA's platform, you can kind of do the basic to intermediate, you could call it as advanced even, but you can do, but it's more, there are more features we will show you in ATA's platform. For example, you have the smart DOM over here, right, which is giving you a lot of information. Likewise, so currently the trade is over here, it's in profit, but it's not strongly pushing up, right? Currently it's not strongly pushing up. And then if you look at news, calendar news, currently it's New York time 9:15 a.m. At 10 a.m. you have news, strong news for USD, right? PMI news. We just need to keep an eye on that as well, right? Because this news sometimes can cause high volume spikes. So in that case, it may spike and stop you out, right? So that possibility is there. So if this trade goes in the intended direction before news and hit our take profit, that's wonderful, right? Because what could happen is, when it get closer to news, as I said, if there's it could make a high volume spike down, right? And it can stop you out, and then it can run again upwards, right? That can happen. For example, as if, let's say, if news happens, price might shoot down and make a quick reaction upwards, and then might shoot all the way up. Now the problem is, in many of those cases you get stopped out, right? So sometimes it's advisable to, let me check a few things, guys. So sometimes it's advisable I'm just checking something. Okay guys, so the price is pushing up, the trade is in profit. Okay, it's pushing up. However, when we say the price is pushing up, you can't be excited about the price pushing up, because the price may push up very close to your profit and it may all of a sudden come down. Okay, so when we say the price is pushing up, it's mainly for that moment the price is pushing up, right? Okay, but you can see it did not. Now even let's say if this is a losing trade, right, if the price comes and stop you out, you can see it's not immediately stopping you out, which means your trade decision has some credibility, because that is why the price is holding, and in fact it's mostly in the direction of your trade profit, right? It was not mostly below your entry, it went below your entry and gave you some drawdown, but mostly you saw the price was sitting above your entry location, which is a positive sign, right? Okay, now what else is happening here? Right now, then looking into what's happening over here, right, the price is ranging in this area, but now then if you look at GBP futures, right, over here, even GBP futures, the price is bullish. However, compared to let's say Euro FX futures, compared to that, GBP futures, the bullishness is not strong. That is due to its economic reasons, right, related to GBP currency. So because of possible rate cuts and certain economic indicators related to GBP, even though it's bullish, it's not very strongly bullish, right? So that is why you can see, even though it's bullish, still it's mainly ranging in this area. So but if you compare, let's say Euro FX futures, you can see the price pushed up, retraced, pushed up, and even though the range is there, and even though the price came down and ranging, you can see it's a retracement for this price leg. So a strong price push up and then ranging and a very slow retracement, not a strong retracement, which are signs of bullishness, which are signs of bullish market, which are signs of bullish market structure, right? But if you look at GBP futures, you can see it's not very solidly strong. Let's just make it like this, just so that the two charts looks identical, meaning similar. So this is today, Monday, Friday, Thursday. Okay, so today, Monday, Friday, Thursday, right, like this. Now then over here, yes, the price pushed up, yes, retraced, yes, pushed up. But if you look at this push up, it was very strong, right, in Euro FX futures, this push up. But this push up was not very strong. It's one leg retrace, another leg retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace. But whereas if you look at Euro FX futures, it's one shoot all the way up. And then like starting off the retracement, big range and retracing. But whereas here, so it didn't strongly push up, but then you can see it started to retrace. But compared to this price action where you have a strong price push up and ranging and retracement, so it makes more sense to get a buy trade here, to get into a buy entry here compared to GBP futures, because the price action, though it's bullish, it's not very clean. Whereas if you look at Euro FX futures, you can see the price actions compared to GBP futures is clean. I mean, bullish price action is clean. Then Euro FX futures, bullish price action compared to MNQ futures, this is the micro mini Nasdaq index futures. The bullish, even though it's bullish, it's mainly, you can see it's like a price push down and retracement, like that kind of price action, right? And hitting the ceiling over here like a resistance zone, right? The high volume, because this high volume cluster is what pushed the price down. So there are a lot of sellers here. Smart money, right? Big banks, big institutes, smart money, they have heavily traded here to push the price down. So there's a chance where they will defend this high volume cluster over here, at least for some time, right? So compared to Euro FX futures, right? Compared to Euro FX futures, the price action of MNQ, micro mini Nasdaq index futures, is not very cleanly bullish, even though it's bullish. When I say even though it's bullish, I'm talking about market sentiment, right? I'm talking about the market sentiment. Give me a second. Checklist. Okay, I'm just adding a few things, guys. Okay, this one. Delete that. Okay, so even though overnight is bullish, still we can't see a very clear bullish price action. So that is why, as I said earlier, we did not make a buy entry in the micro mini Nasdaq index futures. Then again, compared to, this is the Euro FX futures. So compared to Euro FX futures bullish price action, you can see this is the MES, that micro E-mini S&P, right? You can see again, it's, though the price is pushing up, it's in the retracement leg plus this heavy volume cluster where smart money, big banks, big institutes, big players, where they accumulated their positions and pushed the price down. So there's a chance when the price reach this area where they defend this area. So that is why before this live stream, we took a quick scalp sell entry. You saw it earlier, and we grabbed how many pips, how many ticks. Let's see, I just closed it, so let me get that back. I think this one, yeah, so this one, so I just put it back. Give me a second. Okay, so how many ticks have we taken over there? So 66 ticks, right? So we have grabbed 66 ticks, winning profit before this live stream. Okay, so let me take it out. Okay, all good. So then, because it's not a very clean bullish price action, so that is why we did not place a buy entry over there. Right now you can see the trade is in profit. You can see the candle is pushing up over here towards the profit target, right over here. So I just expanded this, and let's take the smart DOM. You can see in the smart DOM, the buyers have pushed the price up. You can see aggressive buyers have pushed the price up. That is why the price is pushing up over here. So aggressive buying happening right over here. Okay, so let's see, the buyers are pushing up. Okay, the price is pushing up, right? So sellers are trying to push the price down. You can see passive sellers are coming in large quantities. That's what now the price started pushing down slightly. Price came to push down slightly. Okay, so let's keep the live session going on like this for a little while and let's see what's happening. Okay. You can see the buyers are trying to push the price up. Sellers are also fighting. And the price is going in the price is pushing towards a trade profit, right? So you can see more passive buyers are coming, the bids, more and more passive buyers coming into the market, and you can see aggressive buyers. There has been some aggressive selling here. That is why you got a wick formed over here. Okay, so we are just looking at the smart DOM as well. You can see large number of passive sellers, meaning limit orders. So there's a chance when you see large number of passive sellers, there's a chance where, you know, the price could come down after that, right? Over here. You can see the buyers are pushing up. However, sellers are trying to defend, right? Aggressive buyers are pushing the price up. You can see the buys, aggressive buyers pushing the price up. Right? Aggressive buyers. You can see more and more aggressive buyers coming and pushing the price up. So aggressive buying happening. That's why the price is pushing up. You can see more passive buyers emerging. Right? So we look over here. And the trade is in profit, as said. Right, and the trade is shooting towards a profit target. See, more aggressive buying has happened, right? That's why the price is going up. So the smart DOM tells us the story, right? More aggressive buying, more aggressive buying. Sellers are fighting over there, right? But the price is more showing, and at this moment the price is showing more bullishness right, than bearishness, right, while shooting up all the way. Okay, you can see aggressive selling has happened over here. But if you look over here, there are more buyers executed, more aggressive buyers compared to sellers. So if you look at these numbers, you can see the green numbers are higher, right? Which means more aggressive buyers, right? Okay, more green numbers. So aggressive buying is what makes the price push up, right? So basically what makes the price push up or down is aggressive buying or selling. Now sellers are coming back, right, over here. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's look what the price is doing. It's almost near the take profit target, but as I said, all of a sudden price might either hit the target or price might come and stop loss you. That you can't control, right? But now the price is sharply shooting up, as you can see. Aggressive buying, a lot of aggressive buying happening. It's almost near to hit the take profit, right? So this is currently 9:30 New York time. Okay, so 9:30 New York stock market exchange opening time. So the price might fluctuate a little bit at this time, and it could even bring the price down all the way. However, we came very close to the take profit, right, of the entry. But due to New York stock market opening time, the price could fluctuate. So this what we are looking is the footprint chart. Okay, you can see at this moment some aggressive selling has happened, right? And now you can see aggressive selling has started, so the price is pushing down, right? You can see the price is pushing down. If you look at the smart DOM, and even here you can see in the footprint more aggressive sellers, these numbers. Okay, so now that's why I said the ATAS platform is very powerful compared to TradingView. Okay, so where we could see this real-time information, you can see aggressive sellers are here in action. Okay, but buyers are also fighting. You can see over here in the previous candle, these are 30-minute candles. So I'm in the 30-minute chart. Currently I'm in the Euro FX futures 30 minutes chart. Okay, so in these 30-minute candles, you can see over here at this price point there were more buyers than sellers, right? Now see now at this moment aggressive sellers are trying to push the price down. The price went all the way up, almost getting closer to the take profit, but again the price is pushing down. Now we need to give this buffer, you know, for the price to do what it wants to do. Okay, it almost came and hit our take profit, as you guys noticed. It almost came and hit the take profit, right? We were only a couple of ticks down compared to that. How many ticks? 1, 2, 3. Almost just 3 ticks, right? It could have shorted the price all the way up, right? So without shorting the price all the way up, without giving us that 3 ticks to get us the take profit, the price came here and now started started coming down. See, the buyers are backing down now, minus numbers, and sellers are emerging. See, buyers are negative, so a lot of buyers are backing down. So passive buyers, they back down, but see, passive sellers are emerging and aggressive selling happened. We can see that very clearly now. That's what made the wick and the red candle, right? So if you don't analyze the market in this way, you have no clue of what's happening. You will see the candles, you will see the candlesticks, but you will have no clue of what's happening behind the scene, right? But when you have these tools, you can see what's happening, right, behind the scene, and you can get a reasonable idea of what's happening while you are actively looking at the charts, while your trade is actively running. Okay, so New York stock market 9:30 already started. Excuse me. So it's now New York stock market opening time. That's why the price fluctuated a bit, right? You can see the price is going up and down. Usually those fluctuations happens at stock market opening times, right? And we also have to keep in mind that we got the news, right, at that time. Okay, so 10 o'clock, right? Okay, so what we could do is a couple of things. Let's look at what the price is doing. Okay. So we're looking what the price is doing. Okay, just basically we have to monitor, and see. You can see more passive buyers are emerging, but sellers are also pushing the price down. That's why this big red wick is forming. So let's draw a volume profile. Let's say into this price push down. So I just draw the volume profile into this price swing down. You can see high volume cluster being formed here for this price push down. Okay, so if these high volume clusters cause this price candle to push up, then there's a chance where this could be defended. This if smart money want to take the price up. Okay, and our stop loss is below that high volume cluster over here. Okay, over here. So the stop loss is kind of safe because it's now even below this high volume cluster for this price swing down from here to here. So that makes your stop loss slightly stronger, right? Even if the price comes the way down. However, having said that, price can do whatever price wants, and it could stop you out. Okay, it could happen. Now look, just only 3 ticks away from the take profit, but we are still waiting, right? Because price decided to come down. Okay, right. What's happening in the smart DOM? Buyers were backing down. I can see immediately buyers were backing down. Sellers, see, minus passive buyers having minus values, which means they are backing down. That can cause the price to come down. Okay, continuously negative change, so which could cause the market to come down. Now it pushed up again, pushing up, right? The market can fluctuate quickly, even though the passive buyers were coming down, they could immediately become aggressive. So now they have become aggressive and the price is shooting up. You can see in the smart DOM, it again shoot up towards the take profit, right? But again, so look over here, right? So while, yeah, so we need to keep an eye on what's happening over here. So once you place a trade, basically the next thing is to actively monitor it like we are doing. However, there's nothing much you could do because the price can do whatever the price wants. So for us, it's about actively monitoring the trade and managing the risk, right? And also trying to understand what the market is doing in real time. Okay. So this area is acting like a wall, right? Over here, acting with some resistance. So the price is again pushing down. Okay, so if we go to the footprint chart while this is all happening, if we look at the footprint chart, okay, we are looking at these numbers to see what's happening. You can see there's, in the last 30-minute candle, you can see there's like compared to the other numbers, you can see 77 contracts being sold over here at this price point, right? So which has caused the price to push down. That's what it made a red candle. Okay, so these are the contracts which have been traded aggressively, right? The real traded contracts, the real values at these price points. Okay, so the current 30-minute candle at the moment is in indecision, meaning there's wicks from top and bottom. Okay, let's look at the smart DOM again to see what the price wants to do. Now you can see negative change in the sellers. That means passive sellers are backing down, which can cause the price to go up, right? Okay, like how many we are away, how many ticks away from the take profit? 1, 2, 3, 4. So around 4 to 5 ticks away from the take profit. You can see a green candle is forming, right, currently. So the current time is 9:40 New York time. This is a 9:30 candle, but it's 9:40 now. And fingers crossed, the price should shoot up and reach the profit target, right? Because it's showing all the positive signs of giving us the winning trade. And with active trade management, we will take this, if the trade goes in the intended direction, we will take the trade all the way up here into 1 to 3 risk to reward trade, right? By releasing these contracts at the right time. Okay, so hopefully this was a very insightful session for you guys, right, to learn how to react and how to trade the live markets, right? And the decisions behind why we choose micro mini euro futures to trade. Okay, so this was a very educational, very insightful session for you guys, and fingers crossed this will be a winning trade, right? And so what we'll do is we'll stop the live stream now, and we will see you with another live stream soon. Okay, so take care and good luck and all the best.